first. Hi, friends. How are you? Welcome to a very special Facebook Live event. And tomorrow is World Water Day. And I'm so happy you're joining us. And Donna is here, and Lori already. And Jan, how are you? And Leslie from Minnesota. Hello to the Twin Cities area. Hello to the Seattle area. I see New York. I see California and Arizona. It's so good to see everybody. We are celebrating today already for tomorrow, World Water Day. And the reason for that is of course, that water is so important to everything on this planet. It's really the most important beverage. And that's why today, instead of having my mimosa, I have a glass of clean, pure water. So cheers to everybody. I hope you have your favorite drink with you. And we're having more people coming in. Hello, Phyllis and Pam and Kimberly. So excited to be back. So today we have a very special hour in front of us. In a little while, our fantastic Dr. O will join us and celebrate World Water Day with us in talking more about the hydration. So our body is made out of 60% of water weight. So all the weight we have, 60% is water. And we cannot survive without water. Every living cell in us needs water to function. And she has some very great tips for us how to stay hydrated better, because just drinking water is not enough. We can today have a couple of drinks to maximize it and then feel better. But before we talk to Dr. O, we have a special fundraiser initiative. And I see Sherry coming in and Phyllis. Hello. I'm so excited. So many people are joining us today. We are having a amazing fundraiser for the Maji Safi group that involves, again, the amazing Sawadee Tots. So if you are already a customer for us for a few years, you know, 2 years ago, we did this amazing auction with the Sawadee bags, which are tots, stunning tots, colorful tots that are made with this Tanzanian fabric, and they are just so well done and so amazing, and so many customers have asked us, when are we bringing them back? And because they are handmade and because they are done with so much love and care, it is not a mass product at all. Each and every one of this Sawadee bag is a masterpiece by itself and so high quality. But we are doing the fundraiser to really bring awareness of the amazing work that Maji Safi does. About 10 years ago, it was started by this incredible human being, Bruce Peltz, and he was a very young man. He's still a young man, but you know, he already saw something in the way of how water was handled in that part in Africa, that he felt if he brings education of the appreciation and the use of water and sanitation and hygiene, he can transform a community. He can have such a huge impact. And that's exactly what happened today. He and his team has transformed this area, and education is key. And so we will be talking to Bruce and to Erna, and Erna is in charge for the US fundraising, but she is also the one who combined her talent and love for sewing and creating these amazing tote bags with making them a fundraiser item. So without going on over and over and over, I'm going to bring in Erna and Bruce. Hello, Erna.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So, Erna, where are you right now?
I'm at home in my office/studio.
And where is that? Is that in New York or LA? Where are you right now?
It is in Boulder, Colorado, where my Safi group is based.
Okay. And Bruce, where are you?
I am visiting some friends down in New Orleans.
So it's hot and humid where you are, or?
Not so hot, but it was raining today, so.
Oh, so cool and humid, marine more.
Yes.
So Bruce, thank you so much for joining us today, and you also, Erna. Bruce, tell us about how it all started. What was the problem that you recognized and thought you had to do something, and how did you do it? Everybody's always wondering about these things.
Yeah, so I first traveled to Tanzania my junior year of college abroad, and met the other co-founder, Max, on that study abroad program. And as soon as you're in Tanzania, especially rural Tanzania, you see what a big issue water is and access to clean water. So after we graduated college, we both wanted to move back over to Tanzania, and knew we wanted to do a water project. Max had been studying the water situation in the Shirati area where we work now, which is on Lake Victoria up by the Kenyan border. And did a lot of lit reviews and studying the problem, different approaches people had taken. And we really thought that, WASH is, as water sanitation and hygiene, is as much of a social problem as it is a technical problem, or infrastructural problem. And that approach wasn't taken as as often, especially in development organizations. So we really wanted to create what was called a community health educator model, where we train and hire locals, mostly women. 75% of our staff have always been women, and employ them full time to go out and teach their communities about how to stay healthy, the importance of hand washing, water treatment, sanitation, how to prepare food. But the environment they live in is very difficult. So there's so many different ways to get sick. So really, what are affordable, easy ways that they can try to prevent disease, and thus decrease the amount of time that them and their kids miss from school or work being sick, and also the spending money on treating the same disease over and over, whether it's diarrhea or malaria or schistosomiasis, some of the many tropical diseases that we get in Tanzania.
I remember you told me that, organization would just deliver, as an example, toilets, but community didn't know what to do with it. They didn't, like a lot of the water filters that were delivered, they had no idea the educational part of really the appreciation and use of water. And with this, coming out of the first world or the development world, that they have never understood what the problem was in the first place. So I think it's extraordinary what you have done. And I have an image where we can show Bruce and some of his stuff right there. As you said, you maturely have women work for you. Such who do we see in the picture? Who is there?
A picture of a team. So we have a staff of about 30 Tanzanians over in Shirati, and they're really the ones that do the day-to-day work, the day-to-day programming, and that's one of the things we're proudest of, is that we started this back in 2012, and it's grown to be something so much bigger than Max or myself, and is really a sustainable organization now. And I think it comes back to what you were saying. It's all about understanding. People knew the different ways to prevent disease, or the importance of clean water or sanitation, but didn't know how everything fit together. Or one story that really sticks with me is I was down by the lake one day talking to a fisherman, and in that area they have a disease called bilharzia, or schistosomiasis, which is a parasitic blood fluke that goes through your skin when you're in the water. So very high among fishermen and communities by the lake, because oftentimes the kids and the women are fetching water or washing dishes or clothes in the lake or bathing in the lake. So very high prevalence rates, in lakeside communities, 70% plus.
Wow.
And I was talking to the guy. It's preventable by taking a drug, once, twice a year. So I was talking to this fisherman about, how much do you think it actually costs to prevent schistosomiasis from, getting to an advanced stage? And he was telling me he thought it was somewhere between $300 to $500. But the actual medication, if you take it twice a year, is probably closer to about $10. So that was a very seminal moment for me, because it was like, wow, this guy, if he knew it was only $10, he might think it's actually achievable for him to prevent this disease on an annual basis and just take the drug, once or twice a year. But if he wasn't educated and thought it was going to cost him $300 to $500, which is maybe half of his annual income, then of course he's just going to let it go, because he doesn't actually think it's achievable.
And what I also love, Bruce, before we go to Erna, is that you made it a self-sustainable charity. So it's Tanzanian for Tanzania. It got the help from the United States, and that, growing up, being a child of the Cold War, for the, post-war, and my parents literally were children of the Second World War, where also America came in and helped out in a huge, amazing way of what Europe is today. And, this is where really, what I love about your charity is that it's not constantly just, pouring money in or pouring things in that nobody really understands how to use it, and it's way too advanced and really making no sense, as you just made this example, $400 or $500 and $10, where you can prevent it if you understand and do it the right way. But that your goal was in this 10 years, and I have to really bravo on this, was that you created educational community, created jobs, and then made it that it can be, runs by itself. And now from the fundraising in America, just to help to create it further and help, build it out more. And so my question to Erna is now, how is the U.S. fundraising going for an organization in Tanzania? How, is there something special? Because, it's always more difficult when it's not directly local and helping something overseas.
Right. Well, I'm not really a fundraiser to start with, but Bruce, so you probably haven't realized it's because of our different last names, but I'm actually Bruce's mom. And when he started this, he decided on my behalf that it was better for me to work for him for free than do the linguistic work I used to do. So I started doing some fundraising, and nowadays we are established and we also get grants. But I have always been into the grassroots fundraising, believing that many small donations actually add up very fast. So some of the things we do is we do events to raise money. We work with schools. The kids will do water walks or readathons. Obviously, we get a lot of private donations. We have anywhere from $25 to a lot more than that. People get into doing things like water walks. Tomorrow, I'm actually personally doing a water walk to raise money.
In Boulder, Colorado.
We do a golfathon every fall. And one of the things we also have people who do private parties at their houses to raise some funds. And we have a lot of followers, including our monthly newsletter. Fundraising is fun if you dare ask for money.
That is so true. So for everybody who wants to get involved, go to the website. And, there you can sign up for the newsletter. It has a donation site. And, now where Erna and Bruce yourself, you can just, write a little note on the website and see how it is. And I think we sold the first bag, because Lori is saying, I'm so happy that I had an opportunity to help. So thank you so much, Lori. You will absolutely love the bags. And now I'm going to have to showcase them before I'm asking Erna how she, came up with this. Look at this. These are big, beautiful tarts. I mean, literally, you pay hundreds of dollars for them at Neiman Marcus. They are all having the lining in there. Look how they are stitched. I mean, Erna is so talented, and this is the personal touch. You have to tell us how you source the material, how, I've seen it in Boulder myself. I mean, in this bag is also so much love and care built in, and we stuffed it with some Pour More goodies. We put in all the day creams you need for the summer. Our desert day cream when you're in hot and dry weather, if you go to Phoenix. Our tropical day cream if you go to Miami, or you are in the Midwest and it's gonna be really hot and humid this year. Our marine day cream for the days when it gets cooler, because we can't control the weather, but we can control how we live in it. And the tempered day cream when it gets mild. So now you are travel ready. And of course, our raindrops. When you go on the plane, it goes over your makeup, any kind of dry environment that you are in. You just put a little, a few of the drops, you put it in your face, and, your skin stays hydrated. So the raindrops does to your skin what water or rain does to a drought. And all of this comes together for $125 only. And I have here a banner to show this all. And 100% of this $125 minus sales tax and minus the USPS shipping cost will be donated to Maji Safi. So you really do help this community, and you help Erna and Bruce to do even more good, because I tell you, they have transformed an entire community. Education is key. And here is, as I said, 100% goes to the charity. And here's the website. But I know that Sarah and Antonia are having them already in the comments. And here we're here already. Lori absolutely loves them. And they come in so many beautiful designs. So now, Erna, tell us more about these bags, now where I made the pitch for it.
Yeah, so I have gone to Tanzania, I think 7 times to work with the organization. And from the very beginning, I was very attracted to the colorful fabrics. The women all wear these absolutely gorgeous dresses from these fabrics. And I thought, well, I can bring some home and I can start making things from them. And so when I go, I'll go to the market, the big market. They have fun fabrics, and also a lot of smaller stores, they have it. And it's fun to browse around the village looking for the best patterns. And I grew up in Denmark, so I grew up in a culture that really valued all things handmade. And I thought, well, maybe we can sell these to benefit Maji Safi Group. And we started, and yes, they do get sold. So I just have made a lot of them, and Julie took 40 of them to see if she could do something with them. And I am so thrilled that some of you will get to have the joy of carrying one of those around.
So
and
how
I
long?
use them for all sorts of things, going to the gym, going to the grocery store.
I know.
Putting
And
my
now
dirty
we're summer
clothes in
coming.
when I'm traveling. They're very, sturdy, easily washable. So very, very multifunctional.
And Easter is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. This is the gift. And here's how we package them. As everybody know, we actually got a special size of the Pour More Eco Bag. And this is all made out of sugar canes. And, if it goes into the ocean, it will dissolve. If it goes into a landfill, it will break down very, very easily. So this is really a perfect way to give, especially, put it in the Easter basket, and a wonderful Mother's Day gift for grandmothers, mom, daughters, for everybody you have. And again, 100% of the proceeds will go to the charity, except the sales tax and the USPS shipping cost. So now I want to see if we can get some good questions to Bruce before we let him go back to his friends. Anybody having a special question about Bruce, about the charity, or a question for Erna? We are here to answer every question, and we are so excited that for World Water Day, we having such special gifts, and that Erna has allowed us to make this special fundraiser for the Maji Safi Group. So let's see what we have on questions. Come on, one question. And I just got from Sarah to say one more time. People are asking what's in the bag from the Pour More product. It is our summer travel kit, the creams of the summer travel kit. It's the marine day cream. It's the temperate day cream. It's the tropical day cream. It's the desert cream, and it's the raindrops. So if you put the retail value together, it's a $200, but we are selling it for $125, and we are giving it all to Maggi Safi because they have proven in 10 years that they really do transformational results, just like Pour More on this hand. I use Pour More on the other one, just a regular moisturizer, real transformation. And that is why Pour More has partnered with Maggi Safi, because they believe in true transformation of the community. So let's see if we get any kind of question. Okay. So I didn't see it. Do you have a fundraiser coming up soon? Is there a bigger fundraiser than we are doing? Erna.
Yes, we have a place in Boulder called E-Town, which is a beautiful music venue, and we have rented that out for May 5th. And in the afternoon, we will do a potpourri of performances for kids, for families. And then in the evening, we are doing a ticketed concert. And what we are raising funds for is a project we're doing with what's called Project Cure. And they're in Denver, and they get used and new medical equipment. And so what they do is we had an assessor out to look at 10 healthcare facilities to see what they need. And then for every $30,000 we raise, we get a container that holds $400,000 worth of medical equipment.
Wow.
And so that's the purpose of that fundraiser, to try to raise money for 1 or 2 containers.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you, Jeannie, for the question. And then we have the question, how long does it take to make the bag? So one bag, how many hours really go into it, Erna?
Well, between cutting the fabrics and sewing, maybe an hour and a half or so.
Wow, you are really fast. I thought this would take at least a day,
No.
You are, that's so good. Wow. Well, you're an experienced sewer, and everything is so straight. I mean, the quality, the way of how it's sewed, I'm so impressed, and I love the bags. So now we're going to give one bag away. We are having a question. So for this, we bring in Sarah. So Sarah, if you can join us real quick, because she's the one who's going to pick the winner because of the Facebook. It's everybody sees it differently. So it's really of what Sarah sees in the background of who's going to be the winner of the bag. So one bag filled with all the goodies from Pour More. And now here we go. Sarah is joining us real quick. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, everybody.
So Erna and Bruce, Sarah is our referee all the time, because the problem is we are going to give away the bag filled with Pour More, the Savati bag with everything, with the one who answers the question correctly first. But it's going to look for everybody differently who is the first person. So Sarah's going to take a screenshot so nobody feels it's unfair. And so she is in charge of who it is. And, thank you so much for everybody loving the bag so much. Here's the question. What country is Maggi Safi transforming the community in? What is the country? Here's the hint. It's the Lion King's country. Here we go. First one who knows it. Oh, it's coming already up. We have already some right answers. It's Tanzania. Everybody paid attention. Thank you so much. So Sarah, it's going to be you to calling it out. Here we go. Oh, you on mute, Sarah. We can't hear you.
Sorry, I've got two things going at once. Thanks for your patience. Kelly Dietz, I think is how you pronounce it. Dietz. Congratulations, Kelly.
Congratulations, Kelly. Oh, you're going to love it. And please send a message over Facebook to Sarah and pick the bag you want to have. Go right now to the collection. We have this amazing, names with each of them that represent some kind of weather or climate. And let Sarah know which one you want. And congratulations for winning.
And Kelly, if you want to just put it in the comments here, then I can go in quickly because we only have one of some. And so I don't want someone to buy one that you might want. So quickly let us know which one you like.
Oh, here we go. There's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Congratulations. Well, this was so much fun. We are having a very, very, very limited quantity of these Savadi bags and available. So I'm hoping by tomorrow we're going to be sold out, but we might be sold out already by tonight. So if you are considering the bag, please don't wait too long. It is really, as Erna was saying, just 40 that we have to sell. So, I see that a couple of them already gone. So make sure you get them very, very crisp. Oh, I'm so sure, Melissa, you made the purchase and you left and missed it. Well, we're going to have more giveaways coming up. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much. We're so excited. Erna, thank you for joining us. Thank you for making these amazing bags. They are really fantastic. And we're going to share with you the feedback that we get from our customers of how much compliments they get when they take them to the supermarket, to the beach, to the gym, to, everywhere. These thoughts are so amazing. And Bruce, you are a superstar. It's wonderful what you have done.
Everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
We
support.
appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, feel free to follow up with us if you have any other questions.
Yes, and follow Margie Safi on Facebook. Go on the website, stay involved. I can vouch that this money really goes 100% to the charities used in the right way. As Bruce was saying, something can cost $500 to solve the problem, or something can cost $10 to solve the problem. It's just getting involved, understanding the problem, researching, educating, and making a difference in the community. And then helping that community to thrive by itself, So it's just how we want to raise our children. That's what we want for everybody. Anyway, wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's so much fun. It was so great that they are there. And now we are waiting for Dr. O to come in. But while Dr. O comes back, I'm saying goodbye to Sarah and talk a little bit about water and why it is so important. So I called my friend who is a scientist at NASA because I wanted to know where water really comes from. How did it start? And so it was telling me that that we don't really know how water started on planet Earth. There's two theories. One theory, 4.5 billion years ago, when Earth was created with some gases and some solids, the chemical requirements or the secret to water was already in the solids when it was formed, and then eventually became water. And the second theory is that asteroids were landing on the surface, and so it came in at a later point, and through the asteroids, the water molecule started to form water when the Earth, hundreds and hundreds of millions of years, started to cool down. Today, we have large oceans that are covering the Earth. Actually, 96% of water on the Earth is ocean water. And the problem is that humans can survive on ocean water. The same thing is true for most of our animals, the mammals. It's true for trees. It's true for our crops. It's true for many of the plants. So the 6% of water that we do have on this planet that is usable for our survival, is the majority is still unavailable for us. It's in the ice, packed at the poles. So it comes down to less than 1% of clean water that all of us, as the humankind exploded and animal exploded, that we have to share. And so that's why, it is so important having an appreciation and a usage of clean water. And Pour More, before I bring our brilliant Dr. O in, she just joined us, is already made with water conscious formulas. What's that? Water conscious formulas means that the products are more potent. So you really need only very little. It doesn't have extra water to just evaporate, because you have to use the same water that we drink in skincare products, and billions of people using skincare products. It's a huge amount of that water that is so rare to start out with. So we want to use as little water as possible. And so in the high performing high-tech formulas of Pour More, these are already water conscious formulas made in France. And here is our wonderful Dr. O. Hello, our scientific educator. Happy early World Water Day.
Hi. Is the camera okay? Because I think my lens was really dirty.
Oh, the camera is
Hi,
perfect.
everybody.
As always, you look absolutely glowing and
Oh.
beautiful.
Love you. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, this is an amazing group. And what, Bruce, as a young man, with the support of his family, with the support of his friends, has done is extraordinary. And it really shows, if you truly care, if you bring education, you can change the world. It has such an impact. And a lot of people don't think about that water is carrying a lot of bacteria. And even in the United States, it can cause a lot of diseases. Tell us more about safe water and clean water and what the difference is, Dr. O.
Well, safe water, clean water. Okay, so we're not going to talk about skin. You want to talk about that?
But just
I'm
go
not
in.
really talking about that. But in essence, obviously, we talk about stagnant water, right? And it's with these stagnant waters that they can fester bacteria, because they can sort of get a hold, if you will, of that water. And
so that's why you need so much chemicals in pools, because if it doesn't move enough, the water, it stands still. That's what you're saying. That's why if you have water that doesn't flow, it's more dangerous.
Exactly.
Well, today we're talking about clean water, and we are talking about how our body and our skin can stay hydrated, because we need water to survive, like every living thing. Water was the key of creating life. So give us some real insight into hydration, Dr. O, please.
Wow, I think if anyone has come to my practice, they make fun of me as to how much I just talk about hydration. But more importantly, it's not just drinking water, but holding on to the water we drink, right? And that is a very key and important distinction. And a lot of people, they wonder what is this thing with water? Some people understand that when they pee, right, the urine color can be either straw, nice and light yellow, or very, very dark yellow. And some people know that when the urine or your pee is dark, then you haven't drunk enough water, right? Because our kidneys They are one of the many ways in which we eliminate toxins in our body.
So this is how you can self-check yourself. If your pee gets too dark, you haven't drunk enough water, or
That's
the water doesn't really create hydration. It just flows through and it doesn't really, filter enough through. Is that the right way to say?
Well, I'm not sure if it doesn't do enough, but it's that it's literally becomes too concentrated. Okay, so let's talk about that. What I mean. So everybody, when you are, let's say, doing an electrolyte. Do you remember what was that Crystal Light? Do you remember the Crystal Light lemonade?
Yes.
Right? Or Kool-Aid for the children. So those are packets with they're dried flavored packets, and you add a certain amount of water, right? So that water, it becomes, as you add more and more water, that solution becomes what we call diluted. Diluted means it's a lot of water, versus when you add just a little bit of water, those crystals are very concentrated, right? And so you drink it, you're like, oh, that's too strong. And so you dilute it with water. So there's concentrated where there's not a lot of water, and then there's diluted where you add more and more water. So when you're looking at dark urine, you're looking at concentrated byproducts, meaning not a lot of water. Okay, so that's the difference, and that's your telltale sign that, not a good water day for me. Okay, and you need to increase your water consumption. So let's talk a little bit about that. I have heard this so many times, Uli, Doctor, I don't like to drink a lot of water because I just pee all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
Show of hands. Who says that? Who thinks that? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can't see anybody. But go ahead and put a comment in if that's how you feel. So what does this mean? How does that show up? This means that you're drinking water and you're not absorbing it. It's just passing through you. Okay, so how do we hold on to the water we drink? Well, it's the same concept of concentration, right? So if I have a pile of salt on a table and I spill a glass of water and it's very, very close to that salt, what happens to the water?
The water goes to the salt.
It gets right, and you just watch it and just get all sucked in.
Yeah.
Right? We call that the way water goes to a higher concentration.
Yeah.
So it's the same way we talk about that Crystal Light being very concentrated. So the water is drawn towards when there's more and more particles. And in our case, in our bodies, those particles are the minerals and electrolytes that we're supposed to, and I'll come back to that, get from our fruits and vegetables, right? So water gets held on when in our bodies we have a lot of minerals and electrolytes.
Interesting.
And this is
Very
how we hold on to the water we drink. And guess
And
what?
that's important for your skin too, inside the living,
This
the
is
dermis.
the most important thing for
Yeah.
all of our bodies, Uli. There
Yeah.
are so many concentrations, so many reactions in our body, which is some chemical plus water equals a byproduct. And I'll give you the perfect example, weight loss.
Oh.
We actually breathe out our excess fat, especially that bad fat, that
Oh my God.
triglyceride fat that is called, that gives us those big hard stomachs. Right? Yeah, everybody wants to
I'm
say,
breathing right now.
it's so funny you should say that, because my patient's like, so if I breathe a lot, I'll lose weight. I'm like, nah.
Interesting. I've never heard that before.
Yes, 70%
You breathe
of-
out your fat. I have to
Yes,
just
it's like
water wrap my head
And it's
around.
like
Very interesting.
mind blow, right? So
Mind blow, for sure.
triglycerides plus water equals CO2, carbon dioxide, what we breathe out. That's how it happens. No
Interesting.
water, no chemical reaction, baby. Same thing in our skin.
Yeah.
The same thing in our skin. So we have these proteins and they help form that hard shield. You know, the shield I love to talk about that protects us, that all of our creams are designed to reinforce and
Exactly.
vary based on the weather. You know that shield? That shield is formed due to protein called filaggrin. And that filaggrin helps the cells in our skin to become more and stronger and stronger and stronger as the cells rise to the top layer. They're our shield. And guess what happens with this protein? You're not going to believe this, okay? This is how, I mean, I don't need to be political, but it's hard not to believe in a higher power because it's so genius, okay? So filaggrin, when you add water, guess what it becomes? Natural moisturizing factors. It breaks down into all of those delicious natural moisturizing factors that form the sebum, that form the cement between the bricks of our cells to reinforce our shield. Another chemical equation in our body that only happens with water. So everyone, this is your lesson. This is your lesson. This is your lesson. Yes, drink water, drink water, drink water, but hold on to the water you drink. And in order to do this, we need
electrolytes, minerals. Yes.
Minerals. And we get them from fruits and vegetables. But hold on. If you just saw what I ate for dinner, you'll be like, Dr. O, I love meat. I just do. I don't know what to tell you people. I love meat. Okay. And yes, I did have spinach. I sauteed some spinach. I was thinking of Elizabeth because, you know, Elizabeth Reese is like chef extraordinaire. I mean, I don't even know if there's anything that lady can't do. But anywho, I did my little sauteed spinach, feeling like Elizabeth in the kitchen. And I did eat spinach. I will tell you, I did eat spinach.
She has the best recipes. She's such
it's
an
ridiculous.
She's fantastic.
I know. And I remember she said on her podcast, she's like, and I'll put the recipe. And I'm like, put that recipe down. But anyway, back to me. So the spinach I ate was maybe a cup. Guess how many you're supposed to have a day, people? 4 to 5 cups.
Oh, yeah.
Who does that? Show of hands. Like 4 people. 4. And they're not even vegetarians. It's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. So I supplement by taking electrolyte packets. And Uli knows this, and I recommend this for my patients as well, because only 4 people are good enough to have 4 to 5 servings of fruits and minerals every single solitary day, every day. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so fruits and vegetables, minerals, holding on to the water you drink. And I've just mentioned 1 or 2 ways in which water is utilized. So
and
I'll give you another one.
Just grab the one that you recommended to me. And I have to tell you, Dr. O was one of the best advices I ever got to get this liquid IV ordered off Amazon. I am feeling so much better. I have more energy. I was really not holding on the water as I should have held on. So this is amazing. Again, this is prescribed by Dr. O to me. It's called the Liquid IV. And I think we showed it last time too. And it makes all the difference. And we don't know the company at all. So it's not that we are having some kind of a partner or anything else. We just know it works. And I want to say one thing because it was so interesting with, the lesson of drinking and that we can self-check if we drink enough. If you wonder, just, watch your pee and be aware of your body tells you what's going on. But then it's the electrolytes and minerals. So the most outer layer of the skin, as you were explaining, do not have a nucleus. They are dead skin cells that build that shield that protects us. And biochemically, with the natural moisturizing factor, it is biologically alive and changing its barrier function and hydration function accordingly to the weather to make it a more effective shield. But it does not have its own water resource because, just going back to this famous image here, you can see the water is inside in the dermis, and the outer layers doesn't have its own hydration system. So it needs to grab on the water that it gets from the atmosphere, or, and I'm just making here some space, or from the water that it gets from its skincare. That's when you lock it in.
Precisely.
And Pourmoi is made in the Rhone-Alpes region, which are the French Alps. This has more minerals and electrolytes naturally in the water than any other water in the world. That's why it's called the Silicon Valley of Beauty. That's why the most expensive skincare, doesn't matter if it's a European brand or an Asian brand, the most expensive skincare is made exactly where Pourmoi is made, same factory, some of it. And, it's the water that makes all the difference. It's the largest ingredient in the skincare, as it's the largest ingredient in humans, as it's the largest ingredient in Earth.
And how many people have noticed, since they've started using the Pourmoi rotating climate smart system, sometimes it's almost the first thing you notice is your skin becomes so soft.
Yeah.
Right? So what is that? Those
Hydration.
are the natural moisturizing factors that are only released with the addition of water. Remember, they are formed when this protein, this filaggrin, it breaks down, and that's how it is formed. And it breaks down with the addition of water. So these products, remember the 3 steps, that first step in particular, which is my favorite step, that hydration.
I think Phyllis is asking to go through the steps. So Dr. O, if you can go through the steps right now. And I think she's talking about mixing the raindrops with the, with the day cream afterwards. But let me just, I can grab real quick, hold on. I'm going to.
If it does, could you use once again, go over. Okay, so I think we're just going to go over the steps, because honestly, an educated consumer is our best customer, right? Okay, that's stolen from Cy Sims. Yes, you have to be older to understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the first step is that hydration step. And that hydration step, it does have our classic, those first 2 steps in particular, filled with our anti-aging. But that first hydration step, it sets up for the next step, which is the serum. So it is important to apply the hydration step, and then while it is still wet, put on that serum, and that moisture from that water, which is going to be absorbed through the skin, it will carry with it that delicious anti-aging serum that we love. Okay?
And depending on the climate, we have for the arid, the black serum. For the mild condition, where now the Midwest is moving into the spring to summer, it's the white serum. For Erna, who is in Boulder, Colorado, she needs the black serum because the mountain air is always very arid and dry. For you in New York, Dr. O, you have the white serum. And Bruce,
it's still arid.
Orleans, he needs the blue one because it's humid all the time. So we were today four people here on Facebook, and we are in different locations in the United States, and we do need different products because what works in New Orleans doesn't work in, for really optimal, superior skin hydration in Boulder, Colorado, or in New York City.
Yes. So this is great. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of questions about just the practicality. So I talked about step 1 and step 2. This is what I personally do. And then after I put on step 1 and immediately put on step 2, I get up my phone, and of course, step 1 and 2 are drying, and I scan. And this is what I do, everybody. I scan the top, obviously, and then I tell them my location. I say, yes, you're allowed to know where I am. And up comes what to use, right? So I pull that from the shelf. But let me tell you what I personally do. Now, mind you, I am a geek. I love this QR system so much. Like any opportunity to play, I love. So I love to play. So guess what I do, everyone? I go right to airnow.gov. That's ARRNOW.gov. And this tells me the state of the quality of the air in my region. Because it too asks, am I allowed to know where you are? And it will tell us whether the particulate matter is good range, moderate range, severe range, and really unhealthy. Okay, so why do I do that? I know you figured it out. Once it's in the moderate range, I'm protecting my skin with those smoke alarm drops. I do not want particulate matter in particular. Why? It's a toxin. These particulate matter, remember, 2.5 microns, which are tiny, tiny, tiny. They're small enough to get into past your superficial epidermis. They travel down the hair shafts of your skin. It's like genius. Who made this system up? And it gets into your dermis, which is where damage can happen. And this stresses out your skin, hence the word oxidative stress. And it causes damage, hence the term free radicals. That's how they form. And these things, they wreak havoc, not just on aging, but on everything. And God forbid they get into our blood. You can imagine what it does to us. So
now it's a lot of research now that it comes through the skin as it comes through your breathing it in. The skin actually breathes all this, smoke in the air as well in. So hopefully this year we are getting less smoke. That's what we pray for. But if we get it, we are ready with the smoke alarm drops.
That's right.
And Phyllis, thank you so much for being such an amazing customer. We appreciate you so much. It can be confusing, but
right.
It's Dr. O was explaining very simple.
The
hydration balancer.
Make sure and then we talk about how to use the drops too, right? So once you do your one pump and only one of the appropriate day cream, you put one drop of your smoke alarm, if appropriate. This is what I do. And every single day this fall, I've used raindrops. It is so dry. And this pulls the hydration into my skin. So I do one drop of my day cream, one drop of my rain drop, and if necessary, if it's dark outside, I'll add a sunlight drop. And if it's a smoke alarm drop, I just put all three some days. And honestly,
just one drop.
Just one drop.
And you mix it in. I always put it on my hand. That reminds me to, apply my skincare. And then, you pad it in, always padding.
Right.
All of the steps, and you feel immediately the hydration, and it also will allow you that your SPF goes better on. But always remember SPF that you follow up 2 hours later. It's like you never applied it. It will be completely expired. It will not be active in any way at all anymore. So you have to reapply sunscreen. And we always recommend to use sunscreen when you're outdoors, and that's the reason why SPF is not in Pour More, because if you put your skincare, your real good skincare is supposed to work for you all day, keeps the hydration, balanced and, working through the day, keeps your antioxidant, time released, as Dr. O was saying. So you are helping with that radical, with the damage of this oxidative stress to keep that shield up all day. The sunscreen is a very, very temporary product that needs to be reapplied all the time. So it's a different kind of product. It's a layer by itself.
Mm-hmm. And it's also, I'd like to also add, because we do have our beautiful masks and we have the beautiful clarifying polish. So personally, in the winter, I use the clarifying polish 3 times a week. I apply it, of course, to dry skin and then add water until it becomes a beautiful creamy foam. And guess when I do it? Remember, only in the morning, right? Your skin naturally exfoliates at night. You wake up feeling dull and dry, and so you want to rid yourself of those dead skin cells, the ones that would have flaked off. So that's when we do our clarifying polish 3 times a week. After I dry my face, then I do my 3 steps with my drops as needed. Also, my favorites are these botanical masks. That blue light mask is a dream. And remember, one of the ingredients, I've forgotten its name, I'm so sorry. It's originally found in China, actually. It was discovered, I think, the late 1800s. And the blue light mask, it's designed for well, they say, in China, they said they used it in wounds and for healing. But I love it because it helps to fight that oxidative stress. So I use those masks, either the rose mask or the blue light mask, twice a week.
Yes.
And remember,
just to verify, our products are made in
Yeah.
France, not in China. And this plant that Dr. O is talking
it
about
was discovered in China.
ancient in China, but now it's grown in Europe, and our ingredients are sourced from Europe. That these clinical studies have been made from the ingredients. But yes, it comes so many plants, coming out from Japan and China and Korea. It's amazing, and it was found there the first time.
Yes, and so when Uli taught me that after I get out of the shower, I dry my skin, I put on either one of the rose mask or the blue light mask. I do a lot of computer stuff, so I tend towards the blue light mask, although the rose mask is becoming my new favorite because the smell. I then wipe it off with that warm cloth. And remember, Elizabeth uses those baby cloths because they're nice and thin, and she has like 10 of them. And this is just genius. I love that. I use a cotton round so I could dispose of it. And then once you wipe it off, I let it dry. I just do step 1, hydration always. And so guess what, guys? My light went out. Oh, it's back.
Back. Hello.
So now you can see me. I'm in a temporary space, but we'll talk about that another time. And then you don't use a serum because it has all of the anti-aging ingredients that you need. So you just do steps 1 and steps 3, which is the most important, that shield your cream with the drops as needed. Is that right, Uli?
Correct. So when you are in the morning, as Dr. O was saying, you are getting ready to use a mask. You use your clarifying polish. After the clarifying polish, you apply the mask. You let the mask, if it's the blue light mask, and you just use it to protect yourself from the blue light. 2 minutes is enough. It gives you also such a burst of hydration. But the maximum you can leave it on is like 10, 15 minutes. It's a gel mask, so it never dries down. It never dries out your skin. Then you wipe it off, as Dr. O was explaining it.
Light.
Then you just follow up with a little bit of the hydrating balancer, very, very little, and then seal it all in with your daily moisturizer. So the mask is replacing on that day your serum. You don't need the serum in the morning when you use a mask. Same thing if you are preferring the mask at night, it is at night replacing your serum. As I always say, the difference between American women and European women is that we exfoliate in the morning. And as Dr. O was explaining, it has a real scientific background to it, because at night the skin sheds, and that's its natural rejuvenation process of the outer layer. And if you do your exfoliation at night before, you kind of disencourage your skin to do its natural process. So the skin gets in some way lazy. It's kind of, you never work out, it's harder to get back into the gym because the body doesn't want to do it anymore. Your body, it's not you, it's like, it's getting lazy. So your skin is also getting lazy, and you never want to replace skin's own natural rejuvenation and repair process. As Dr. O is saying, it's so brilliant. It's so, at the end of the day, there's not one person in the world who completely understands how human works. There's not a doctor or a scientist who has figured it all out. There is really some divine magic in life. Dr. Oya was explaining about how water started on the planet. And the truth is we know, we know so much that we don't know and we can't explain. And knowledge is always evolving and changing. So we have to be open-minded, educated, and, believe also our instincts, what we feel is good and right. A lot of people say to me, climate smart skincare makes so much sense. The environment changing, I can feel it in my skin. I can see it in my hair. Yes, of course. And it's scientifically proven, as you said, by thousands of medical articles and pharmaceutical articles that you see changes, that ingredients efficacy changes. So your instinct is verifying what we learn in observation you were always right about it.
Yes. And, back to the bottom line, which is hydration. Hydration equals youth. That's what I say. Hydration equals youth. It's not just about beauty, but it's about your body, right? In order to poop, for example, your body absorbs water into the colon, and that's how you poop. So the number one cause of
Interesting. I didn't know that either. Very interesting.
The number one cause of
water for everything. It's like,
right?
It's like a toilet. I'm wondering if they was inspired by it, the toilet, huh? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so everything. And, gosh, it would be fun to just sort of think of a list of all the things, but honestly, that list would be innumerable because it literally is the source of life itself.
Yeah, it is. Water is everything. We have to be very respectful of it. It makes it different where the products are made because of the purity, the quality of that water. The water in the French Rhone-Alpes is considered the very best in the world, the purest in the world. As you said, it has lots of electrolytes and minerals in it. So the skin, the healing properties just by holding on that water in the Pour More products is already, that's what we really call superior quality. That is Pour More skincare. And we're coming to the end of the hour, or we're a little bit over it already. So let's do one more giveaway for us. And, because we have only so little bags and what are you thinking about these bags, Dr. O? Aren't you blown away?
My gosh,
are you getting one?
So cute. Of course I'm getting one. You have to save one for me. It's like a perfect beach bag.
Oh my God, they are.
Oh, I love that one. That's a great one.
Oh, everyone you see, you're like, oh, I want to have this. I want to have
I love that one too. I mean, can you totally see it on the beach?
So unfortunately, we don't have any more of them to give away because we want to sell them and raise as much money as we can for Margie Safi. So we're going to give away a 3-step rotating system spring to summer because now is the time to upgrade it. So we're going to bring Sarah back in. Hold on, there's Sarah.
Hello.
So Sarah, we are going to ask one more question and we're going to give away a 3-step rotating system by choice. And the question is, what's the elements that allows us in the body and in the skin to hold on to water? And we only need one of the two that Dr. O mentioned. One starts with an M and the other one starts with what letter, Dr. O?
An E.
An E.
Oh.
It's also in the French water that we have in there. We have I see already a minute and everybody paying so good attention. Thank you so much. Oh, you get a lot of right answers.
Wonderful. Yes, and I hope that, because Pour Moi, we have the water in it. So you're lucky. But if you really want to win, you really have to try to up your water. So let's do a game. How about this week, you guys? Just try it out. Just one a day of either an electrolyte packet or not. Now, remember, don't go for the artificial sweeteners. Do not do it.
And also, there's one thing you say, you shouldn't go for the sugar-free one. It will have less of an impact.
It does. And also it has artificial sweeteners. And what does artificial sweeteners do? And by the way, I do the weight loss program in my, practice, because you can imagine when you're heavier, your knees hurt more, right? So it interferes with that famous receptor that the Wegovy and the Zepbold actually enhance, and that's called GLP-1. And so Splenda, my beloved Splenda, no mas for me. Equal all those artificial sweeteners, they interfere with the way your body handles sugar. So that's why all these people who drink Diet Coke, they're not.
Instantly, I always felt it wasn't healthy. Again, going back to your instincts,
right?
I always felt like, a chemical substitution for sugar can't be as good as sugar.
Yes. So remember, sugar is a natural electrolyte too.
Oh, wow.
A mineral. It's an important mineral that our body needs and makes. It gives us energy. Now, obviously, you want to run everything by your own personal doctor, because everybody has their own medical problems. If you have problems with your kidneys, you may have more problems managing some of these electrolytes. If you have sugar issues or diabetes or borderline. So these are things that I personally do for myself that I'm sharing with you. But you have to customize what's right for your body with your doctor. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm happy to help.
Just asking if we are selling this, and we don't. Phyllis, we don't know the company. We're not associated with them in any way. It's just that Dr. O recommended this to me 6 months ago. She said, Uli, you are dehydrated, and and I told her I drink water all the time, running to the restroom 10 times a day. And she said, but you're not holding on to the water. And as the skin, to go back to the biggest part of the skin, I got this from Dr. O, the biggest part of the skin is inside. It's kind of like an iceberg, and that you can see that water, this is where it needs to hold on. And if you don't have good hydration in this part, which comes from inside, that means holding on the water that you drink, then you have hanging skin, like sagging skin, not hanging skin, sagging skin.
That's right.
Yeah. You have, you don't look as healthy and plump. It's nothing where skincare can go and help you with. This is where it's what's it called, inside outside beauty, is to drink water and have the electrolytes and minerals that can hold on the hydration. So Sarah, who is the winner?
The winner came up with minerals is Shirley Burton Shelley.
Yay, Shirley!
Yay!
Congratulations, Shirley.
Woohoo! But everybody got it right, and I'm just so happy. So hopefully you guys, can you do me a favor? Can you spread the word? Can you hop on Facebook tonight and say, okay, so this is the one fact that Pour Moi Skincare showed me, that not only will I get a youthful look, but I'll also help, if I'm doing my weight loss program, it'll help me eliminate the fat. If I'm constipated, it'll help me poop. My skin is dry, it'll add the moisture I need and help to stimulate the natural moisturizing factors. So you guys spread the word.
And Melissa, I'm taking 1 pack a day, and and I kind of put a little bit in the water going on. I don't, as Dr. O was saying, I don't like it too concentrated, gets too sweet. I don't really have too much of a sweet tooth. So it's the dilution of it, but I'm going through 1 pack a day, and that's what Dr. O recommended for me. And it's really wonderful. It tastes really good. I have to say that too. And it makes all the difference. What I really like is that you can self-check yourself. If you, as Dr. O said, just check, when you go pee, take a moment to take a look at this. Your body's telling you something. Are you hydrated or dehydrated? It was telling me something, because she was right. I wasn't, it was obvious that I wasn't holding on the hydration enough. Even I felt like I drank enough. And now, I have been able to do so much better. So thank you so much, Dr. O.
I'm so happy.
Fantastic tip. And again, everything works together. If you feel better, if you feel healthy, and you treat your skin to the right skincare, you look your best, you feel the best, everything, every day becomes already a better day, no doubt about it.
Here, here.
Yeah. So tomorrow, World Water Day. Let's all remind us to be very respectful of our planet Earth, of the water that we have. Remind us we only have very little. It's really not to be wasted. And let's tell everybody about the Savati bags and make this a very successful fundraiser for the amazing Maji Zafi Group. And with this, I say good night to everybody. Have a wonderful Thursday evening. And we see you next week on Wednesday with Elizabeth. I can't wait.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Be
everybody.
well.